Weinstein plus Cosby plus
R. Kelly. I'm sure there's a little R. Kelly thrown in there.
Yeah, for flavor. Reese's actually.
Reese's? You mean Reese's? Wait, Reese's?
Reese's.
Reese's. Reese's. Reese, right?
The candy.
Reese's?
His dong grows by like 2 pixels.
They're 66 cents at Grocery Outlet. I can't stop. I can't stop.
Are we turning into a celebrity gossip podcast?
No,
because I don't want to do that.
I don't either. But these are the top trending topics right now. And to be fair, we need the clicks. Dude, what's going on, man? What's new?
I got a solar powered hat.
What? Wait. So, what is it powering? Why do you need a powered hat?
All right. So here's the deal. I am really bad at losing hats.
Okay.
I have had nice hats, like nice hiking hats, nice baseball cap, like whatever hats, and I lose them. Because I take them off. Yeah. When I'm, not actively being protected from the sun. Yeah. And then I forget them. Right. And it makes me crazy. Like I lost a hat in Joshua Tree because I was in this little cave resting, cooling off with the breeze. Yeah. I took my nice wide brim hiking hat off and stuck it in this little rock crevice. Nice. And forgot about it. And by the time I remembered, we were like, 200 feet away, and I was like, I don't want to go back for it. But that was just one of many. So anyway. Okay. Was a GPS tracker on this thing? No, but I saw this Kickstarter and
oh, Kickstarter.
I've never engaged with a Kickstarter before.
What have you done?
But they had this hat that had a nice, really wide brim. Yeah. And it had photovoltaic cells all around on the brim. Okay. And then it had a little box on the back of the brim of the hat where you can plug in a USB cable. And so you can be outdoors, being protected from the sun, and at the same time converting sunlight into energy to power your devices, or just charge a power bank.
With a USB-C cable coming out of your hat.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Or whatever cable. I mean, it's probably like USB-C.
I don't like it. A cable coming off your hat is crazy. Like while you're... Like
if I was going to do that, what I would do is just get a nice, a lightweight, because they make very lightweight cable. Like, because I got one with my Razer mouse. Yeah, and it's super super lightweight, super flexible. Obviously, wouldn't stand up to.
But it's gonna even like a light cable. You're still gonna like when you're walking and stuff, aren't you? You're gonna feel it I would just
run it. I would run it down my shirt.
Oh man!
And then into like my back pocket and have it plugged into a power bank.
Oh no! I can't even handle like the tags. Like I have to cut my tags off of my shirts. I could never do the cable. Run it down my back.
It does, for whatever reason, it doesn't bother me. Like I used to do that with back when I wore wired headphones. Yeah, I would do that a lot with wired headphones because my wired headphones, I would always get up in the middle of the night for a midnight snack. Yeah, and I'd be wearing my headphones, and the headphone cord would always snag. Yeah, on the drawer pulls because these stupid stupid drawer pulls, instead of just being like a simple ovoid or rounded element or whatever, had these dumbass little T handles coming off the sides. Yeah, it would make me rage so hard.
Yeah, it's terrible.
When your headphones get ripped off of you. Right. Oh,
it's so frustrating.
So what I started to do is I would just run my headphone cable down my shirt and into my phone in my pocket. Yeah. And that alleviated it 90 to 95% of the way.
You're more tolerant than I am. You developed a resistance to it clearly. Or a tolerance
I guess
to it.
I
can't do it.
It didn't really bother me for what. But it was at the same time it was a very simple, just like pretty thin, very like smooth plastic cable.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, I figured if I'm going to be out hiking, I want a nice hat. Yeah, and if I'm going to invest in a nice hat, I want to, have invested enough that it's worth it to go back 200 feet to grab it if I leave it somewhere. Yeah. So I got a solar hat on Kickstarter.
You got to put like a tile on it so you don't forget it. So you can track it.
I'm just going to keep it on my damn head.
I mean, didn't you? Oh wait,
it actually folds up into a pizza shape.
Didn't you lose like a nice knife, or was that the one that you got?
I've lost a couple of nice knives.
So do you think just having a nice hat will keep you from forgetting it?
Yes. Okay. And also I like the idea. I like the concept.
Yeah.
Of having a hat and having free electricity.
They should have installed a wireless charger on the top of it, so you can just put your phone on top. All right, like it's got to be put a little like seatbelt on it, like strap it in, or like magnetic.
Honestly, I don't anticipate it to be, and it would probably bother the hell out of you, but I don't anticipate it annoying me at all.
Sure.
My thinking was because I have
powered PC.
I have a couple of different flashlights that use 18650 LiPo cells.
Yeah.
And then I have a power bank that I really like because it's got removable. It's got dual bays for multiple variety of cells, but it takes 18650s.
Yeah.
So basically, I have created an ecosystem where I have flashlights that run on 18650s.
Right.
But I also have a power bank, so I can recharge batteries and then put them into my flashlights.
Right.
Or if I need power, I can pull, multiple batteries out of things and run them through that.
Yeah.
And when it comes to, recharging, I can charge multiple batteries off of that power bank.
Right.
And then redistribute them out to devices.
Dude, you just reminded me of a story. Totally unrelated, apart from the fact that it involves 18650 batteries, because those are what I used to use way back in the day for like the old school vapes.
Yep.
And I had this one vape that, it was like a mod. I was like super into modding my own coils and all this crap. So it was like a custom build, but the actual cylinder battery compartment part that I bought, that I had, was the firing button was on the bottom, and it had this like screw that you would turn in order to unlock it, so you could actually press the firing button. When you weren't using it, you'd unscrew it. One night, I was with some friends. We were just at a house party thing, and I was a little tipsy. And I forgot to undo or redo the screw ring to lock the firing button into place. And I put the vape down on the table, and it just kept firing and firing and firing, unbeknownst to me.
It didn't have any kind of safety cutoff?
No, this was like just super, just knockoff Chinese-made shit. No protection in place. It was just firing for like who knows how long. Like at least 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And then I pick it up, and I go to... Yeah, dude. It was crazy. Like my lips, that like for that whole week, were just completely swollen. They were peeling. I mean, the burn was so bad. It was one of the most vicious burns I've ever gotten, and it was right on my freaking lips, dude.
So you didn't actually inhale from it, fortunately.
No, if I did, I inhaled my burning skin.
Yeah, you would have torched your lungs probably.
Yeah, yeah. It was wild. It was wild, and I think I stopped immediately using that vape.
Lipo cells are scary, man.
Yeah, they're beefy,
dude. Have you seen any of the videos of like lipo cells for electronic bikes or scooters just like randomly blowing up?
No,
I've seen a handful. There was this one guy
riding.
No, the worst is like indoors.
Oh.
Like somebody was just charging their battery indoors and just burst into flames. The worst was this guy who had, I think, a battery scooter or a bike scooter. He was like taking it in an elevator. I'm guessing he had charged it and he was going down to like ride or whatever.
Yeah.
And the thing just like failed while he was in the elevator and exploded.
Oh God. Elevator's the worst possible place to be too.
I can't think of a worse place other than like driving and like you know how sometimes when you're driving you like will stick something in between your legs to keep it from like keep it secure,
right?
Just driving and you have a battery pack in between your legs and it explodes.
Yep.
That's the only worst scenario I can think of them being in an elevator, because that smoke is quite toxic.
Oh God.
And
just battery acid everywhere.
Dude, not battery acid, like lipo.
Oh, it's just cells.
Lipo, when a lipo cell exploding is just like
gas.
Like it's plasma. It's like flames.
Plasma.
It's shooting flames out like crazy.
Right.
And very bad stuff to inhale. And
gosh,
it'll burn the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And like a good sized lipo battery like array can or even like a single battery, depends on the cell, can contain the equivalent energy of like a grenade.
Good God.
In terms of a key thing to keep in mind is it's not released all at once like it would be in a grenade.
Yeah.
But like that total amount of stored energy.
Good God. I'm sure they use them for. They probably got to use them for like explosives and stuff, right? Like DIY explosives and crap.
They don't. There's a difference between
how much power it has and how much explosion power.
Well, yeah. So the difference is combustion or deflagration, if I'm pronouncing that right, versus detonation.
I see.
Explosives detonate.
Yeah.
But even like a burning battery, it can be spitting sparks and shooting smoke and flames out. It's still just burning. It won't detonate. A true anything that detonates is an explosive.
Sure.
And fortunately, you might see people talking about batteries exploding. They're not truly exploding in that sense of the word.
Yeah.
They might rupture and release a bunch of hot gas and bad stuff. And colloquially, it makes sense to call that an explosion, but it's not a true explosion.
Okay.
And the sense of like explosives detonate.
That makes me feel a lot better going into this airsoft upgrade.
Yeah. So I'm
plotting tomorrow.
You got a pretty decent counter full of parts.
Yeah. I probably spent like maybe $300 worth of parts, but I had like $150 worth of gift cards. And I found like a $50 bill on my desk. So I paid like $75 for all of it. If you're using girl math.
Isn't it great when you find money?
It's amazing. It's the best.
I used to hide money.
Christmas.
I used to like purposely hide
just
money
so you could
in my
surprise
pants pockets.
Yourself delightfully later on. That's cool.
Exactly. I would literally just pick a pair of like pants or a shirt or something that I didn't wear that often.
Yeah.
Put like a $10 bill in there.
Nice.
I was a kid. $10 was a lot back then. $10 is like $40 now.
It's a lot now, yeah. Yeah, I'd kill for $10.
And then I would actually forget about it and be like, "Wow, thanks, past me, future me really appreciated that."
Yeah, right. And you feel richer, but you're not. It's just like fun little mind games you like to play on yourself. But yeah. What are we talking about?
Batteries, you got a bunch of parts.
Airsoft, yeah. I mean, it's not super exciting. I'll make a video on it. So whether I succeed or fail, that will all be documented and ripe for the world to see. I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm excited, but we have some things to talk about today.
All right.
Quite eventful. All right. Updates on the Diddy case, dude. Diddy did it, and they also arrested him.
Yeah.
He's being detained, and they denied his $50 million offer for bail.
It's a lot of money, but
$50 million. And they were like, nah.
He's a flight risk.
He's a flight risk, but what lawyers were saying.
And witness intimidation.
Witness intimidation. That's a big one. And also just, tampering with evidence. He has, opportunity to.
He has a lot of evidence. So,
yeah.
So I'm sure
whatever they got already, I'm sure he's got more that he's trying to burn. But dude, did you hear like all the crazy shit that's in the lawsuit that he's being charged for?
Vaguely, but I also noticed
the specifics.
No, you want to run down it?
Yeah. So broadly, it's racketeering, trafficking, sex trafficking, that sort of thing. But they were saying like in the actual documentation, basically what he was doing was he was luring chicks to his place, and they like either with the promise of like, oh, it's gonna be a fun party, or like or like he would get them to believe that he was gonna like date them, like he was like romantically interested, and then once they get there, he drugs them. And then he would hire like male prostitutes, sometimes female prostitutes, and then force these chicks to have sex with the prostitutes while he just like cucked the whole time and like beat off. And so like the chicks are
okay. That's pretty foul.
And then he would like also like they're on drugs to obviously make them more compliant with these sick requests, but he would also like threaten them, be like, oh, I'm gonna end your career, or or be like carrot on a string. If you want this record deal, you got to do this, or just violent threats. He would beat people and shit like that. And
basically,
and this would go on for days. Like they were called freak offs, and the freak offs could last like 3-4 days. So it's just 3-4 days straight of just drugged up women basically being raped, and then he would like stick everyone with IVs to help them recover so that they could just like be on to the next one.
Wow. It's like Weinstein plus Cosby plus
R. Kelly. I'm sure there's a little R. Kelly thrown in there.
Yeah, for flavor.
I'm sure he was taking some inspo.
And just some probably, I don't even know, man. Like who's famous for their sex fueled orgies or their drug fueled orgies?
Drug sex fueled orgies. Oh, drug fueled orgies. Charlie Sheen.
Oh, really? That was a Sheen thing?
Dude, you didn't hear about like all of his wild hotel parties? Or not even, like, they were just ragers.
The only thing I remember about...
what do you call it? Benders. He would go on these wild benders. Where it was all over the news at one point. This was like maybe 10 years ago. Okay. Where he would actually like party with porn stars. He called them his angels. He had like these 2 porn stars that he would always roll with. And they would just be doing coke for like weeks in a hotel room. Just like the 3 or 4 of them. And he called them, these are my angels. And he was just like, just on a crazy bender for like months. And then I think eventually he probably just had to stop. Otherwise he would die.
I feel like at some point you would need to just take a vacation from that debauchery. Like you just...
I mean, not if you're just drugged up though. I mean, eventually he had to, I guess. But you can, with enough drugs and willpower, you could probably get pretty far.
Well, I think that's been definitively proven.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
I'm hearing a lot about Diddy taking a lot of videos.
Yeah, so they confiscated a bunch of evidence.
Like famous people engaging in that behavior.
Yeah, so that's the
that'll be interesting.
That's the scuttlebutt, that other people may be going down with him. It's hard to say though because that's harder to prove, especially when some of these are mega stars that have their very own powerful attorneys and lots of money to just spend. And so I think there's going to be a lot fewer people that go down with him than a lot of people are hoping.
Yeah.
Because I think the court or the whoever's prosecuting the city, the county, the feds,
DA,
the DA probably only wants to take cases that they're 100% certain they're going to win. And Diddy is the big fish, obviously, in the whole thing. He's at the center of it, so that's probably the one that's their main concern. Everybody else who's involved that isn't really a mega celebrity, but is probably, an accomplice in some way. I'm guessing that the talk is that they're going to get immunity for talking. They're going to be like, hey, just rat him out. Just tell us what you know, and we'll give you immunity. So it seems like they're really... I'd
take the immunity, man.
Well, of course. And like, the DA doesn't care about them anyway. They don't care about some dude who got them the drugs.
Yeah.
That's no one, just some small drug dealer or whatever. They want to bring Diddy down. And it's looking like... It's not looking good for him. I mean, it's looking like he's going to spend the rest of his life, or a good chunk of it, behind bars after this is all said and done.
I don't have a problem with that.
Neither do I. I mean, holy shit, the dude's a monster if this is all true. And it's seeming like it's very true. They found 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Oh. Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard. I kept hearing that number bandied about.
The photo is crazy.
Oh, there's a photo.
There's a photo of his big ass bathroom with just rows of baby oil, like giant jugs.
How do you get baby oil stains out of everything?
You don't probably. Well, he's a billionaire. He probably just re-carpets everything.
I guess,
or just gonna refloor
like new sheets every time. Like, why wash your sheets when you could just get new sheets?
Exactly. I mean, he has 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Clearly, he could just buy more of whatever he needs. Redo the whole house 30 times in a month. He doesn't care. Well, now he cares because now he's got to spend all that money on attorneys, and I'm sure his attorney is just. Imagine what a great position his attorney is in. He knows that Diddy will fight tooth and nail and spend as much money. He'll spend every penny he's got to try and prove his innocence. But the attorney probably knows that there's no way in hell this guy is getting out of this. Like, he's fucked.
It seems like a good position to be in.
So he's just gonna keep spending money.
Because
he's gonna keep giving his attorney money.
Like, you're probably not gonna be taking a big hit to your reputation.
Yeah.
If he's convicted.
Right.
You would get a massive boost to your reputation if you could get him exonerated.
It's a win-win.
You're going to get paid like hell.
You're going to get paid like hell.
You will have the potential problem of defending a terrible person, but that's a lawyer thing. I don't know how they deal with that, but they deal with that.
That sounds like a problem getting paid $100 million can take care of.
I guess it does. Money does solve certain problems.
You're like, you know what? I'll probably be fine. I probably don't have to work a day in my life. But and then there's, just the obvious, like the video a few years back, I think. I don't know how far back it was, of him and his ex, Cassie or whatever, where he's just, it's creepy, dude. It looks like it's straight from a movie because it's in a hotel and the camera is just down this hall. It's like the fucking Shining, and you see her run down the hall.
Wait, okay,
and
yeah.
He grabs her by the hair and drags her down the fuck. It looks like straight out of a horror. It's crazy.
I watched that. What was he ever like prosecuted or?
I think he paid her like $30 million to shut up.
Oh, wow.
To drop it.
Yeah, so that's the crazy thing, man. Is like,
yeah,
in this country, once you're rich enough,
yeah,
the laws don't really apply to you outside of like straight up egregious things like murder and things that you do in public with lots of evidence.
Yeah, it's
just like, oh, I got a really big parking ticket.
Right. Exactly.
And it's just like, yeah, you commit a lot of crimes where you just, ooh, okay, that's expensive, but I can deal with it. Okay, that's not a problem anymore.
I mean, and I think that's why a lot of these guys, these fucking crazy dudes, get into the position that they are in, is that they just feel like they're immune. And to a degree they are. But I think they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing until one day it boils over.
Yeah.
And it all comes crashing down. It's a house of cards. So I think,
dude, House of Cards, that was
that show?
That show
was good, dude.
It was a good show, but then I
don't even care.
Kevin Spacey did his whole personal House of Cards.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. He's still so good in that. He's still such a great actor.
Oh yeah, he crushed it. Like,
it is.
I can find an actor to be an abysmal, odious human being,
of course,
and still respect their skill and crafts in ability to portray.
You can separate the art from the artist.
Yeah, exactly.
I still bump R. Kelly every day. I want the world to know. Especially when I'm going to the bathroom. It's the best time to play him. Nice little tribute.
Tell me that R. Kelly has a song that's specifically about peeing.
I believe I can pee. I believe I can pee on you. I think that's how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah. It was all there. It was there the whole time. We just sang right past it. Like, oh, kind of catchy tune. We're blind. Open your eyes, people.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to watch Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Apparently, it's very pertinent to this whole topic.
Oh, geez. All right, now I'm definitely interested. I can't wait for the documentary for this whole Diddy thing to come out. The Netflix doc.
Ooh, it's gonna be spicy.
It's gonna be spicy. Okay, so some other things we have to talk about here. It just keeps going crazier, dude. Actually, this isn't as crazy, but there is. Did you hear about the MKBHD drama that's going on right now?
I don't know what that is an acronym for.
MKBHD is short for the acronym for Marquez Brownlee HD High Def. He's a tech YouTuber. He's the number one tech YouTuber.
I think I know. Like he's
Black
one
guy?
of the main. Yeah, he's one of the main dudes that I like. If there's a new phone that just dropped,
yes, he's the phone guy.
Yeah, okay.
So he has 20 million subscribers. He's massive.
Mm-hmm.
He's bigger than fucking Linus, and he just launched this app. He announced it. I think it was today. It's a wallpaper, like phone wallpaper app, where you can like download wallpapers and use wallpapers for your phone, but it's subscription based.
Okay.
And it's $50 a year.
Okay.
So the deal is that there's a bunch of like, independent artists that curate all the wallpapers. So they're supposed to be like exclusive and, we're supporting the artists, right? They get 50% of the proceeds, which people are like already that
seems pretty niche.
Exactly. So $50 a year just to download and use the high definition versions of these wallpapers. You can download the SD version, but you have to watch like 30 seconds of ads for every single one that you download. I actually downloaded the app and tried using it, and I knew nothing about it. I just heard, oh, he's got a new app, and people are talking shit. Let me just see what this is about. I was like, oh, I can download. I was like, wait, I can't download the high definition one unless I pay $50 a year or something like $10 a month, which is crazy. And so I was like, I'll just download the SD one. And then it made me watch like 2 back-to-back ads. And I'm sitting on my phone for like 30, 40 seconds. And I'm like, this is crazy. So there's ads riddled all over the fucking app. It's $50 a year for wallpapers, things that you can just download for free on Google or whatever.
Yeah.
There's plenty of legit sites that offer them for free. But I guess they don't, they're not as cool to the artists. And then on top of this, there is tracking. So like the second you use the app, it starts tracking your location, starts tracking your browsing history, a bunch of other private information that you wouldn't necessarily need for a wallpaper app. So
which you have, I guarantee you, if we look at your permissions, you have granted those permissions to like a dozen apps that don't need them.
Right.
But this is particularly egregious.
This is different, though, because this is a guy who's a tech reviewer of phones and applications and
he should know
and
better.
Products who that's his reputation.
Yeah.
Is that he knows better than this.
Yeah.
So I think there's an extra bit of scrutiny behind that.
Oh, absolutely.
And so people are losing their minds on this shit. And to be honest, the wallpaper, like, I guess, how do I say no offense to the artists? But they're kind of mid. And a lot of them are like AI generated. So I'm like, I could just make this on Midjourney.
Dude, you can make it on your own phone. Your phone has an AI wallpaper generator.
So just like, I don't really see the value in it. I don't know how niche this is. Is there even a niche for this?
I don't know.
I don't even know if there's a small.
I see a lot of people whose wallpaper is just like a picture of like them and their loved ones.
Yeah, right.
My wallpaper is just black.
Yeah. Saves battery life.
Yeah.
And if you have an OLED screen. But everyone was kind of laughing because actually it's pretty fun. Because, of course, anytime shit like this hits the fan, there's like just all the memes come out. So there was one, like people are calling him MKB. Instead of MKBHD, they're calling him MKBHD because you can only download standard def unless you pay. And then, he released like some new shoes or like a new, I don't know, like a new wallet or something that he's selling. And everyone's like, do you need a subscription for that? Do you need a subscription for that? And then there's one particular wallpaper in the app that's just called orange. And it's literally just one shade of orange.
Dude, how funny would it be?
You would have to pay for if you wanted it in HD orange, dude.
Reese's actually.
Reese's? You mean Reese's? Wait, Reese's?
Reese's.
Reese's. Reese, right?
The candy.
Reese's? It's not Reese's. Are you saying Reese's? It's Reese's, right? Like Reese? Like.
Am I saying Reese's like feces?
Yeah, you are. Have you ever met someone named Reese?
No.
You met someone named Reese, though, right? Or you've heard of that being a name. So it's Reese's. You're saying Reese's.
I don't know how that happened because I said I.
You said it like twice.
Reese's Pieces, like
Reese's Pieces. That's good.
Yeah,
but you don't want to say Reese's Feces. That's not good.
No
one's gonna buy that.
I don't know. Somehow that mispronunciation just snuck in there.
All right. Well, anyway, go on. I didn't mean to call out your pronunciation. I was just making sure that we were on the same page. That you weren't talking about something else. Because Reese's is crazy. I don't know what the hell that is.
Reese's Monkeys.
Reese's Monkeys?
God damn it.
Well, now we could be saying Reese's Monkeys because Reese's feces and monkeys go hand in hand. So if you're saying the Reese's feces from the monkeys.
Reese's Monkeys? I don't know, man. I spend too much time.
Monkeys. It's actually monkeys. It's not monkeys, dude. It's monkeys.
I spend too much time reading the words and not pronouncing them out loud. So
that's
I don't mind the reality checks on mispronunciation.
No, I just want to make sure.
Anyway, long story short, that distinctive orange color that you associate with Reese's is trademarked.
Okay. Yeah. Like companies will do that.
They trademarked that particular like Pantone color.
Right. I like Tiffany's, like Tiffany Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Like the jewelry company.
I think so.
I only know that because of the lady. I'd have no idea otherwise. But she's like, oh yeah, that's trademark color. I'm like,
Same for.
I'm like, and I was like, I'm never going to need to use that information in a conversation ever.
I think.
And here we are.
Same for Home Depot with their orange. I'm not
see that.
sure, but I know Reese's.
That's crazy. Like just the hex code, they trademarked that.
So I was gonna say it would be hilarious if they made that the orange in the orange background, and then got hit with a
cease and desist
infringement.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay, so
does anyone need paid wallpapers?
I can't imagine spending money on wallpapers. I personally it doesn't make any sense to me at all.
He was saying that like he made the app because he got so many comments. Like obviously he does phone reviews where he's got B-roll of the phones and stuff, and he's using these cool wallpapers, and people are like, oh my God, where'd you get that wallpaper? So he thought it'd be a great idea to make an app that's a subscription-based wallpaper
collection.
Curated that, you choose what you like. It'll, update your feed with suggestions of artwork that you might like, but the pricing seems kind of out of touch. I mean, a lot of, like obviously he doesn't like, it's not like his audience is just a bunch of little kids. He's got some, some grown up, some adults watching him too, but they were saying like $50, that's more than like a Spotify subscription where you have like
$50 a year.
Yeah. For like a basic Spotify subscription.
Really?
So
isn't it like $10 a month?
But if you buy a year, it's probably cheaper.
Okay, whatever.
But
that's still a lot of money.
That's wild
for a very specific. I don't know. It sounds like the kind of thing that could happen easily if you're surrounded with too many like yes men.
Yeah. It sounds like no one really had the balls to tell him.
Where he kept seeing this trend of people going, hey, your wallpaper is really cool. Like, you should release a collection. And he was like, oh, maybe I will.
Yeah.
And, maybe people would want to pay for it. Like, it can be free. It can be, ad-supported free tier.
Yeah.
And then it can be a subscription-based, like, premium tier. And, people keep talking about my wallpapers and how great they are. So maybe I can tap into the market here.
Yeah.
And nobody told him, dude, that's a dumb idea.
Yeah. And I think that this is also a trend that you see with a lot of big YouTubers is that once they they sort of get to a point with their fame and following where they go, hey, I can like actually start a business,
they can start to leverage their branding.
Yeah.
They can go from just I'm creating content, I'm getting paid for the content that I create.
Yeah.
To I'm a personality. I have a brand now that I can start putting on things.
Right.
Like Jake Paul and Prime.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
Exactly. But I got a story on that too.
Okay.
There's a big update with that too, with those fuckers. But yeah, I think are
we turning into a celebrity gossip podcast?
No,
because I don't want to do that.
I don't either. But these are the top trending topics right now.
Okay, fair.
And I wanted to have some sort of prepared outline.
That's fair, and it's easy to get worked up about it.
It is.
It's keeping things high energy,
and we need the clicks. Okay. And to be fair, we need the clicks. I'm not gonna be that proudful or that prideful. Proudful. That's
I'm very proudful.
No wonder the show's on the rocks, dude. No wonder the show's on the rocks. We got Reese's and proudful people over here, dude. But it just goes to show that like there's some growing pains switching from a content creator to like an entrepreneur or a business.
Yeah,
like a CEO.
Yeah.
So I think he'll get there. He's launched some other stuff that's been all right, but you got to flop at some point. And I think hopefully this is a turning point for him and anyone who follows in that path where eventually you kind of start to second guess yourself. Because so far everything he's done has been pretty decent. And so I think when it's like Diddy, dude, you know what I mean? It's like he hasn't been nicked. What is it with these guys, dude? What is it with these guys? Like you go so long with you're on a hot streak and you're like, I can't fail. Yes, and everyone around you thinks the same thing. Like he hasn't failed yet, he can't fail. And then then one day you have a big miss, and then you go, all right, back to reality a little bit, a few pegs down, which is good. Reality check is good once in a while, but this one's hitting hard because I scoured X, Twitter, whatever, YouTube comments, everything looking for the other side. There was no other side. I could not find one supportive tweet
arguing in favor of it
of this app thing. Not one.
So here's my bottom line take on it. I can see how he may have gotten to the point of, creating and releasing this just based off of thinking there was a demand for it, thinking that, it was a reasonable business model, and not having anybody to, give him a critique. But the goodwill goes out the door once this is a paid, an ad-supported free tier, paid premium tier app that is also data mining.
Yeah,
that is he knows better.
Yeah,
he knows better.
That's a big line crossed.
That's a major problem. Like either one by itself,
right,
is a mistake.
Exactly.
Together
is wild.
Is
very damning.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rough. And of course, like with any influencer that makes one false move, you have an army of the internet that will dig up every single tweet that you've ever made that contradicts what you're doing now. And sure enough, they're all just like posting like just straight up quotes from him from like a few months ago or a year ago, like never charge for something this is actually a real one. Never charge for something that used to be free. Oh, that one's so on the nose. It's like, can't even, pussyfoot around that one.
I think the only reason you could get me to spend money on a wallpaper is if it was a wallpaper app that I could gift to somebody else. And it was just a wallpaper of
an app that you could gift or just the wallpaper itself that you could gift to someone.
Either one.
Okay.
It's like I pay for it and then I can send somebody the thing as a gift, and it's a wallpaper. It's like, you remember Crazy Frog?
Crazy Frog, the meme?
From like those terrible ringtone commercials?
I don't remember Crazy Frog. I probably recognize him.
Well, it was this terrible ear-burning piece of music with this little animated frog.
This guy?
Yeah.
I don't remember him.
You see how he's got a little like 2-pixel dingling?
Oh yeah, he does.
So if I could pay and gift somebody that as a background, except every day his dong grows by like 2 pixels.
They have to like do a double take. Like, did it get bigger?
So like over the course of like 3 months, he's like packing some serious heat.
It just cuts through and goes off screen.
It just slowly grows.
Yeah.
And you don't really notice it because it's happening over time.
Oh man, like a morphing.
Yeah.
Like a live growing wallpaper would be sweet.
But it's really sneaky because it changes so slowly. If I could gift that to somebody,
it's like a hot chick and then it morphs into a dude, like a naked man, like a hairy Italian guy.
Yes,
but it does it overnight.
I would spend money on that if I could convince somebody to set that as their background, they wouldn't notice
for sure.
And then like 6 months later, I'm like, bro, why do you have a frog with a huge dick as your wallpaper?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a second.
Because then you're selling more than wallpapers.
Yeah,
you're selling a dream. You're selling
it's a good prank.
You're selling a beautiful experience.
Yeah, I'd spend money on that. Otherwise, I would never spend money on wallpaper.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough one.
Unless it was like conceivably some really, really talented artist, and I was like super inspired, and I was like, I want to support them.
Right.
And that was an easy way to do it, maybe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no.
Dude, you got to see the shade of orange. I'm telling you, it's incredible. Someone's going to trademark it. Reese might be on it already. Oh man. All right. So let's move on from that. So I was speaking of, this is the last I'll speak of about YouTuber bullshit. But you mentioned the Paul brothers with Prime and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like Logan Paul with Prime. So
is that dude going to fight that other dude?
Who knows? He'll probably fight some like 80-year-old ex-boxer and knock him out. Look, I'm the champion.
Wasn't he gonna fight Mike Tyson?
Jake Paul was going to fight Mike Tyson.
Is that still happening?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because I actually might pay money to watch that.
Just to see Mike Tyson knock the shit out of him?
Yes.
Hopefully. Unless it's completely rigged. It could be completely rigged. I don't trust anything that these guys do. Speaking of which, Logan Paul, the brother who does Prime or whatever, teamed up with Mr. Beast to release a Lunchables competitor.
Yeah.
Called Lunchly. And their whole thing is, it's for kids, obviously, and it's supposed to be a healthier alternative to Lunchables.
It's a healthier alternative to just
literally not
injecting glucose into your veins.
Right, exactly. That's like releasing, I don't know, like snus and being like, it's healthier than cigarettes. It's like, it's still going to give you cancer. So it's basically the exact same thing that like other outlets have been interviewing nutritionists to get their take on it. And like they're saying, first of all, the argument is like, well, it's got Prime in it. The food is exactly the same, more or less, but it's got a bottle of Prime, not the energy drink, but like the hydration shit. And so they're like, oh, it's like good for kids. It's got electrolytes. And like nutritionists are like, children don't need electrolytes.
They don't crave electrolytes.
They don't need them. They don't need them. They're fine. So that's useless. They're just getting dye and preservatives.
Yeah.
So that's bullshit. And then it comes with the Feastables chocolate. So this is just chocolate. And then I think it's only like 230 calories for the whole thing, for the turkey one. And like kids need, if you're like K through 8, you need at least like 600 something or whatever. So you would need to eat 3 of these packs to really have enough calories. But at that point, you're eating like 5 times the sodium. It's like a ridiculous amount of sodium.
It's ultra-processed food.
It's the exact same as Lunchables.
Here's my challenge to you. And if you're interested, to our viewers, listeners, do some image searching, or even I'm sure there's some good articles you can find on school lunches.
Oof.
Like
around the world?
Yes, school lunches around the world.
Yeah.
Look at what kids are eating for lunch.
Yeah, like in Korea.
In Korea, in France, in Turkey.
Anywhere else besides
in Japan, in Malaysia, whatever.
Yeah.
And then look at what kids are eating for lunch in the United States. And it's like, it's
scary.
It's terrifying how like our education system has just adopted, yes, children need to eat.
Yeah.
Garbage is cheap.
Yeah.
So we don't have a lot of budget for food.
Right.
People don't have a lot of budget. The state only has so much budget to offer for meal assistance, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So we're going to buy the cheapest shit.
Yeah.
So for school lunch today, you get to have French fries and a corn dog, or French fries and a slice of pizza,
right,
or a slice of pizza and chicken nuggets.
Right.
Like nowhere is there anything that's not hyper processed. Nowhere is there anything that was actually cooked like by a person in the school cafeteria. Like no, very rarely is there any food that was actually cooked by a human, prepared fresh.
Right.
It's all stuff that was like mass produced, frozen, and then reheated or minimally prepped.
Yeah.
And vegetables like fresh greens or fresh vegetables.
Nothing fresh. Everything's processed.
Yeah.
I don't remember eating a single fresh thing in school. I really can't think of a single fresh thing.
That was a while ago.
Maybe fried chicken, because at least that was a part of an animal that wasn't ground up, but that was it. It was still deep fried and oiled. But the wild thing is,
dude, that chicken could have been raised in the United States.
Yeah.
And then slaughtered and frozen and then shipped to China to actually be parted out, like butchered.
Right. And then
shipped back.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Before it was then finally processed.
A chicken has a passport.
Yeah.
He's got some stamps in his passport. He's flying.
It's wild.
So I mean, obviously, the US doesn't give a shit about kids. It gives a shit about money and saving money and making money. So if they're going to save a shit ton of money, and I think it's twofold too. It's like,
and you get kids used to and hooked on hyper processed food from an early age.
Exactly.
And then you have guaranteed customers for life.
Exactly. Well, you have guaranteed customers in the food industry and also in the healthcare industry.
Yeah, double, absolutely, because
so it's like,
one leads to the other.
They're gonna be riddled with fucking diseases and all these other failures or whatever conditions later on in life, or even earlier on in life, where it's like the biggest corporation, the biggest like entity, money making entity in the U.S. is healthcare.
Yep.
And so, dude, everyone's raking in the money. So, but it's weird because we have this perception. And I think other countries have a perception that like the U.S. is doing great, and in a sense, it's kind of true, but it's fucked up because the U.S. provides for us and children and in a way where we get what we need when it's beneficial for the government and the people in charge, right? For the 1%. So what I mean by that is like you might see a kid like look at the shit we eat, right, as kids, but then you see like every kid with like the latest iPhone. You don't really see that in other countries. Like, why is it that these kids are getting pig slop for lunch, but then they have the latest fucking clothes, gadgets? It's because it's consumers and because somebody's profiting.
And because they'll get bullied for not having a nice phone.
Exactly. That too. But I mean, ultimately, it's like yes, buy more shit. Fuel the economy. No one gets richer from kids eating veggies. But someone's getting richer if you're buying an iPhone.
If you have a really, really fundamentally different perspective, like the kind of perspective where you go, I'm going to plant these trees so that my grandkids can rest in their shade.
Yeah.
I won't ever really see anything out of them except I have to take care of them.
Right.
But future generations will benefit.
Yeah.
If you have that kind of mindset, then you could argue that it would be reasonable to say, yeah, it's absolutely worth investing in good quality nutrition for our kids, because then the coming generations will be healthier. They'll be more intelligent. They'll be able to thrive and help our economy, bolster our resilience as a nation to disease, and not be such a burden later in life because they're generally healthier. But that is the opposite. That is the opposite of our perspective, generally speaking.
Yeah, it's just like, let's just take care of what's directly in front of me.
Right.
Like what I can see as far as we have a fog. We don't look down. We're not encouraged to plan for tomorrow.
Absolutely.
We're encouraged to consume today.
One of the best examples I can think of for that is this mayor in a town in Japan who insisted on building a really, I think it was 25 or 30 meter seawall, because he was in Japan. There are these stones that are like marker stones set on hillsides where it'll be marked like this is how high the water came.
Yeah.
In 1300 or 1700, whatever dating system was used.
Sure.
So this mayor of this town insisted on building a really high seawall, and everyone was like, "This is stupid. This is such a waste of money."
Yeah.
And it seemed excessive. It was like, this is a really big project, costs a lot of money.
Just to move some rocks?
No, to create this big concrete.
Oh, the concrete wall.
It's like a big concrete wall that keeps water out.
Gotcha.
Then the tsunami in 2011 hit, and that town was almost untouched.
Damn.
And so posthumously, this mayor was like, everyone was like, "Oh shit, this guy actually
called it."
He got clowned on. He got people shit talking him all the time about his stupid idea for this money wasting project.
Right.
Turns out he was right all along.
Damn. What a G.
And same for there was a nuclear plant in England.
Yeah.
That had there was a I want to say an engineer or safety engineer, someone on staff who insisted they had the power to force it, and they insisted on adding these really expensive extra filtration units to the cooling towers.
Okay.
The cooling towers or exhaust, like some kind of exhaust thing. And they called it so-and-so's folly. Folly being like a foolish endeavor. And sure enough, there was a fire in that power plant. And because of his insistence on this additional safety mechanism, these extra filters on the plant that costs a ton of money, it prevented a really catastrophic, like almost Chernobyl level of contamination from hitting England.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh shit, he was right.
And that's the thing, is like that it's always the very few that think that way and the very many that don't.
Yeah.
So very often those plans don't actually get executed.
So
people shut it down before, someone actually goes through with it or
if a politician, if any politician showed that kind of thinking, the willingness to include in their platform something that exemplified that type of thinking, the thinking that says, I'm willing to sacrifice, I'm willing to take maybe even a political hit for supporting this, because I know this is something that's not just for the next term or whatever, time I'm going to serve.
Yeah.
But it's going to be something that has further reaching effects than just what's going to benefit me and my campaign right now.
They would never win.
And I would vote for them.
That too. I probably would too. There's a good chance I
would be a lot more inclined to vote for them.
Yeah.
If they showed that kind of forward thinking, self-sacrificing kind of mentality.
Right. But people want their guns. People want their guns and their bacon. I don't know, man. Because the thing is, you can't do that. It's a great plan, but you can't do that without sacrificing something. And the thing you sacrifice has to be immediate. It can't be it's got to be like we're taking away something so we can make this other thing happen.
Okay, so what do you sacrifice by mandating that for basic nutritional needs, a school lunch has to include at least 20% of some sort of vegetable, and you can't slip in potatoes and call them a vegetable.
Fries.
Mandating the nutritional value of the school meal has to have say 25% vegetable content.
Yeah.
Like vegetable or up to 15% fruit, whatever, but like some fruits and vegetables in there.
Yeah.
They like I don't think anybody would disagree that that's a bad idea, but it's not going to get you votes.
It's not, because it's going to be expensive, right? Compared to something good like that is going to be expensive compared to just the bare minimum that we're doing now. Yeah. And that money is going to come from somewhere. And education right now in America is like the last thing that gets any funding, because it's not a moneymaker. It's not sexy. No one cares about it.
We throw a lot of money at education.
We throw money at it, but I honestly would question where exactly it goes, because I look at it and I go, where the fuck is it going though?
I know some people who have worked.
I think it's corrupt as fuck
in education, with education.
Yeah,
and we're sickened by the amount of inefficiency, like intentional inefficiency,
right?
And politics,
dude. It's Game of Thrones. No one gives a shit about the actual the kids or whatever. Like, it's all politics, trying to get ahead. It really is just that. And so, you propose something like that. It sounds good on paper, and it would be good if it actually happened. But no one's gonna take a cut out of their paycheck to make it happen. And,
I would.
Well, none of the people that are actually in a position to make changes. And it's like, they're going to have to sacrifice something, No one wants to sacrifice anything.
I feel like the government, how cool would it be if we could cut back on subsidizing corn and start subsidizing broccoli and Brussels sprouts?
That'd be cool. I think Mr. Beast and Logan Paul should bring Lunchly to the education system. That would be like the ultimate toxic move.
Were they not already? Or was it
not to schools? They should bring it to schools.
I mean, they were marketing it though for
it for kids in grocery stores.
For people to buy their kids and send them to lunch.
But imagine how fucking loaded they would get if they just knocked on the LA school district's door, or just all of the school districts across America, and been like, look, we'll cut you a good deal. You do Lunchly, give your kids a little bit of morale, and we can cut your costs by X amount.
That would be so dystopian.
That literally could happen. I could see it happening. I'd be shocked if they didn't even try. If they didn't try to do that. Because what a moneymaker. What a brilliant idea if you're just an evil person. So smart.
Man.
That's such a good move. They'd go for it too. Like,
I think
you guys are onto something here. Prime is pretty healthy. We'll ignore that lead lawsuit. I'm sure there's not that much lead in it.
Was it their hydration beverage that had lead?
I think it was. I can't remember if it was just the energy drink or if it was both, or just like anything from that factory. Okay. I don't know. I can't recall. But still, not a great.
Probably
not a great
you
look.
Drank so many of them.
They're 66 cents at grocery outlet. I can't stop. I can't stop. I could reach for the one that I know doesn't have lead, but it's 3 times the cost, and I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it. I was like, I'll die of lead poisoning. It's fine. I'll die a lot richer. 66 cents, dude. They must not be doing very well, honestly.
No,
they're being sold for that cheap.
It always kind of gives me like a little like Schadenfreude when I see like crappy. Not necessarily the product itself is bad, but just like the people behind it, the company behind it, the marketing behind it, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this is a failed product, and I'm kind of happy to see that it failed. But at the same time, it's not intrinsically a bad product, and therefore I'm happy to buy it at a huge discount.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a double win, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like I'm the only one winning here, and I like that.
I agree.
I'm cool with that.
And Grocery Outlet is making some money off of it, getting to keep bringing us cool deals. And
I will say the primes are the one thing that they always have in stock. It just keeps coming. Because I'm down that aisle.
Warehouses full of
every time. It's crazy. Like everything else in that store is cycling through. Right. It's a revolving door. Mm-hmm. The prime is like the one constant variable in that store. It's always there, just loaded.
Wow.
I've seen so many other energy drinks come and go at that
yeah, because they'll pop up for a few weeks and then be replaced with something else.
Prime's been there for months, like a year.
Wow.
It's crazy. Maybe not a year, but definitely months and months.
Okay.
But and I've seen the price drop. It was 99 cents.
Inching down.
It was 99 cents, and now it's like, it's like 3 for $2.
Oof.
It's crazy.
And it's not a bad energy drink. I mean, it's like
it tastes fine.
It's like a cheap Celsius.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Man.
Just call it what's the opposite of prime? Unprime. That's not a word. This is why I'm not
off prime.
This is why I don't run an energy drink company. Off prime, Optimus Prime, unoptimal prime.
Dude, I would buy an energy drink called Decepticon.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think that's trademarked though.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to sell, like, to license that trademark. If it was like a dark color and it was like so many artificial fruit flavors are disgusting. If it was like actual blackberry flavored, like flavored with real blackberry.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
And carbonated.
That'd be a good first flavor for a Decepticon drink.
Yeah, exactly. I would buy that.
Funny that's also the perfect name for a Transformers convention. It's perfect. We have to. Damn, it's already trademarked. God, that would have been good. We gotta snag that one.
You just have to find some way to do a clever play on words that sounds like it, but is not quite like but still gives you the same meaning. So like switcheroo-con. I don't know. It's just brainstorming, but you get the idea, right?
Oh man,
Trickstercon. Con.
Diddycon.
Dude, pass. Season pass.
Meet me at the baby oil booth.
The baby oil hot tub.
They got a hot tub full of baby oil over there.
Dude, Dr. Disrespect is back to streaming.
It's crazy.
And he's got people watching.
Did respect. Yeah, man. I mean, he's too big. He's kind of too big to fail, and I think his flub wasn't that as big.
It was a flub, but it wasn't like a guillotine status flub.
Yeah. It was recoverable.
He lost some. I'm sure he lost some
brand
juice,
deals and all that. Sure, but
he's still his core business is still there.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right. Which I've never cared for him. Even long before this, I never got the appeal.
He literally never attracted my attention. Like I was never.
Well, we're not 12. I think that's the majority of his base.
Okay,
little kids.
Oh man,
that is kind of crazy.
So stupid when I was 12.
I guess it's perfect if you're a diddler. What? Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Sorry, just
that overlap was freaking me out for a second a little bit. No, I was just reminiscing and going, my God, I was so stupid.
You know what's crazy is that I was stupider when I was 18. Way stupider.
Yeah, I think I reached like peak stupid around 16, 18.
Yeah.
And then it plateaued.
I was
and then it started to drop off in like my late 20s.
Yeah, it did plateau. Late 20s is probably about right. When I was like, I got to make some changes around here.
Yeah.
This is getting out of hand. Just looking around the room like, I need to make some changes.
This is
good golly.
All right. You need to just randomly get an outfit with like a white undershirt.
No.
And some overalls.
I hate it.
And just shoot a video, like your airsoft video.
No, I can't. Have you seen my skin tone? I can't wear overalls. I'm too dark for that. You need to be like your shade of white to pull off overalls. That's honky tonk, dude. That's honky wardrobe.
I don't know if I should be insulted or
I mean
the opposite of insulted.
Be glad you can pull it off. I could never. I could never.
Overalls are.
I can't do.
Overalls are for everyone.
I can't do whiteface.
Okay, they are pretty white though.
They're the whitest.
Are they?
Overalls?
Yeah,
they're like Farmer John.
Okay, yeah, they're pretty white.
Who else wears overalls? Other than like maybe trendy LA chicks. I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, you're right. Trendy LA chicks.
Who are also white.
No, they're Asian.
Asians can pull off anything though.
It's true.
They're the real Decepticon. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, dude. You know what you're dealing with.
Man.
All right, dude, we're going to call it. Guys, thank you very much for watching this episode. We will see you guys next week.
Later.